Warning, the following show will spoil the hell out of George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire books and the TV show A Game of Thrones. Also, you're probably going to find a fuck ton of bad language. The explicit tag is there for a reason.
Death and boobies, 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 death and boobies.
Welcome back to the Ironwood Network Book Club. I'm your host, Maester Ironwood. Here with me, as always, is Septa Ironwood. Septa, how you doing?
Doing good. It's been a long day.
Been a long day. That's all right. Warm day-ish.
Warmer tomorrow. I was inside all day.
Warmer tomorrow. 45.
I'm going to miss that, too.
You're missing it, stuck inside all day. Yep. All right, Septa, what are we here to talk about today?
The Prophet.
The Prophet.
Yeah.
Aeron of the Damphair.
Is his name Aeron?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aeron Damphair. Or Damphair.
Damphair is how I was reading it.
Damphair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aeron Damp.
Because he's always in the seawater.
Right, exactly. All right, so yeah, we're headed over to the Iron Islands to get our first real look in there.
Yes.
See what's going on. Before you give us a synopsis of this, I guess basically just like a background on the Iron Islands, essentially is what this is, on their religion. Before we head on into that, though, there's a haiku.
Yep.
Here's the haiku for the Prophet. We drown good men here. I mean, sure, sometimes they die. That's not my business.
We drown good men here. I like it. But they bring them back.
Not always.
Most of them.
All of the other ones have lost men. However, Aeron of the Damphair has never lost one.
No, he never has.
He is the true prophet.
Yes, even though he's not the one who received a crown.
Well, he didn't want to receive a crown.
Right.
He's a man of the faith, of the cloth, of the ocean. All right. So, why don't you go ahead and synopsize the prophet for us, Septa? You can put the fucking cat down.
I'm not...
Just so you know. And you can shut him out.
All right. So, the chapter starts. Aeron Damphair is, he is baptizing his new religious recruits.
That's a nice way of baptizing.
Yes.
That's what the rich people do.
Yes,
and they actually baptize.
Yeah, they actually baptize in a bowl of salt water. He full on baptizes by drowning.
Yeah, like literally drowning, like to the point that they're dead.
Yes, he drowns them, and then they do CPR and bring them back to life.
Yes.
So when the chapter starts, he is working on a 13-year-old boy who is struggling. He's fighting to not drown.
Oh, you can't say that. I fucking blame him.
So he has to call some men out to help him drown the boy.
Yeah.
And they drown the boy, and they bring him back to the beach, and then they resurrect him. I guess they bring him back to life with CPR.
Yeah, they resuscitate him.
And after that,
But yes, talk about resurrection. Absolutely. Is that what they're doing, literally?
Yeah.
Shades of Christianity. Absolutely.
Yes. So when he's done with that, he realizes that there's 3 men on horses waiting for him. And the youngest one is the
youngest one in curls. No.
Oh, the furnace is turning on.
All right, yeah. So the youngest one in curls
is a good brother.
Yep.
That's his family name.
Yes.
And they have come to give Aeron news that the king has died.
Well, they haven't come to do that. They've come to...
No, they want to bring Aeron Damphair to the good brother's house.
So there he can get the news.
But he's like, I'm not going until you tell me what's going on.
Yeah, like, fuck her. Just, tell me what's up.
Yeah. So they tell him, and it's Balon is dead.
Yep. That's the big news.
And he died during a storm. He fell off a bridge and was smashed upon the
Which we
rocks.
Already know.
Yep. So Aeron takes this as a bad sign, and he steals young good brother's horse and rides to the good brother's house. And there's a lot of thinking going on as he rides there. And he gets there, and it's like the middle of the night.
Yep.
And the Maester and the man of the house, something good brother, they're awake. And this is like a castle in the middle of the island.
Right.
So a lot of these people here don't see. So this castle is so far inland that most people that live in the area, the small folk around it, don't end up ever seeing the sea.
Right. So this is a big island then.
Yeah, it's a decent... It was, 6 kilometers or leagues or whatever to the castle?
Yeah.
And the castle is built like it is over on what Aeron calls the Greenlands.
Yes.
Westeros.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a big 4-wall stone castle, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
So, he gets in, and he goes and meets with Good Brother and his Maester, and he hates Maester. He distrusts them.
Yep.
And we will discuss why later. And they say, yes, your brother is dead, but your other brother has come back, and he has taken the throne for himself.
Yep. Aeron is here.
Aeron
is here.
Which does not bode well.
Yeah.
Aeron does not like that.
Yeah, Aeron of the Damphair is not a
Yes. He's not sure what he wants, because he's not sure what the gods want.
Right.
Because he is also informed that Asha
is on her way back.
And she is going to take claim.
Yep.
So now we have Asha asking everyone to join her on one island, and Euron is asking everyone to join him on another island.
Yes.
So Aeron says, okay, well, I have to think about this. Give me a good horse.
Yep.
So he goes to the beach on the other side of the island, and he sleeps upon the shores after he, resurrects more believers, because he proselytized on his way down in every small town.
Of course.
Did I use the correct word?
Proselytize, yeah.
Okay. So he tries to sleep. He can't sleep. So he walks naked into the water in the middle of the night. Well, early dawn, whatever it is. Gets whatever answer he thinks he's looking for and goes back to sleep.
Yep.
When he wakes up, he tells his men that are there.
Friends, Roman, countrymen, lend me your ears.
Yeah, pretty much. That this cannot do with the way it's going, and there needs to be a king's moot.
We didn't land on the Iron Islands. The Iron Islands landed on us.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
From Robin Hood Men in Tights.
I don't remember.
We didn't land on Sherwood Forest. Sherwood Forest landed on us.
That's right, yeah.
Yep. Which is actually from Malcolm X. Or no, from Martin Luther King. No, Malcolm X. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
I've never heard it before.
Oh. Yes, you have, because I made you watch Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I remember that.
Oh, okay. I'm sure there's a few people out there.
I think I got all the...
You covered everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Except for all the thinking points.
Oh, like thinking Victorian should be in charge because a woman could never rule the Iron Islands, but Euron is the older brother, so will Victorian not respect him? We don't know what's going on. Yeah,
we hear this back and forth and the lineage of his father's line.
There were 9 brothers. I read that 14 times in the chapter.
9 brothers,
were 9
and
sons.
4 lived.
Yep.
4 lived.
There were 9 sons. 4 of whom lived to adulthood. Such is the way of...
And all 4 were full-blooded brothers.
Yes. That's strange.
Is it now?
You have to think, only the half-brothers, all of the half-brothers died?
You think Euron killed them? Well...
I don't know, what do you think? Euron's a pretty sick fuck.
I don't know, because 2 of them didn't live past infanthood, and Euron wasn't, so...
Well, you never know.
Right.
Or maybe we will know later on.
Maybe.
Alright, yeah, so... Let's talk about Aeron of the Damphair.
Yes.
Their crazy-ass religion.
Yeah.
Basically, human sacrifice.
But they bring them back 99% of the time.
Right. But you're still killing them, right? So...
What is dead may never die.
Right. Never die.
That's their... Is that the Ironwood words, or just the...
That's the
words of Greyjoy.
It's the words of the Iron Islands.
Okay.
What is dead may never die. It's like their religious motto and tenet.
Okay.
So, I don't know where did your mind connect this event to any other events in the books going on, or we will have in the next book?
Well, I haven't read the next book.
Well, I know, but you know the event that I'm talking about. So they're killing somebody and bringing him back to life so that will never die because he's going to rise harder, stronger.
Thank you. Now I have the song in my head. Cat.
Okay, there's Catelyn. Yeah.
Yep.
And she was in the water.
Yep. She was killed and brought back to life.
I think of Jon Snow possibly needing to be unable to die in order to be the others.
I mean, that would be then what is Kat's part?
I don't think she has any part in that.
Was dead and resurrected.
Yeah, but I think that her part is entirely just revenge for the Starks.
Okay.
I think that's literally all that she's there for. Just a massive revenge. I don't think she's going to play a part in the endgame.
Okay.
Other than maybe leading the band of bannerless brothers to the final battle or something. The Brotherhood Without Borders, whatever.
Yeah.
Leading them to the final battle. But I think that probably once her work in the Riverland's done, she pass on like of life, the kiss of life that she got from Beric. She might pass that on to somebody.
That'd be kind of scary.
Like perhaps Arya returns and is mortally
right.
Catelyn gives her the kiss of life or something.
Right, that'd be
yeah. It's entirely possible like that.
So
happens.
You weren't thinking of Catelyn Stark?
No, I was thinking of how, because you know how I have that whole thought that like the original Night's Watch was you died, like you literally died and were brought back as an undead, and then that's the members of the Night's Watch.
Right. Yes.
And so I equate that, right? So like I just think of that to the Night's Watch. What is dead may never die. Like who better to guard the realm of men than a bunch of people who can't die?
Right.
Because they're already dead.
Right.
And so I just think of Jon Snow.
It's a very good point.
Who supposedly dies at the end of the 5th book.
Right.
And if he is truly dead, and then rises again, and what is dead may never die.
Right.
All right. So yeah. So that was my thought was the whole Jon Snow dying and coming back and being prepared to fight the others type of thing that I think happened to all Night's Watch members in the original Night's Watch type of thing. So
it's a very valid point.
Yeah. Which would make sense, right, in the fact that the Ironborn have always been tied to the Northerners.
Yes.
And the First Men. So it would make sense that in some ways their beliefs and religions are kind of an offshoot of each other.
Yeah. Well, that's what most religions are.
Fair. Unless they're just made up whole cloth, like Scientology, for instance.
Yeah.
Just, the ramblings of some psychotic guy.
Whereas most other religions are, it's the same.
Yeah, it's the same story. It's the story of Gilgamesh.
It's
the story
ways.
of Noah,
The giant flood that everyone has stories of.
Every society has stories of, because at some point and throughout history, New York State, where we live, used to be a fucking ocean. So,
And now we have the Finger Lakes.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, that was just my connection from this chapter, kind of tying the drowned god and the Ironborn into the fight for the future of the race.
And Aeron himself is extremely born again Christian type.
So he had
overly devout.
Yeah, so he had like a Paul on the road to Damascus moment, when he was younger.
Yeah. Well, he after his brother died, which he always took the blame for, he became a drunk.
Yep.
And he was kidnapped and ransomed.
Yep.
After he spent years in a black cell, basically.
In Casterly Rock.
Yeah. And basically went nuts.
Yep. We're fine, Alexa. Thank you, though.
I mean, if your new name is Nuts.
She is nuts.
And basically after he was ransomed back, he became this...
Well, so that's not the only moment, right? I mean, remember he was on a ship with Balon.
And that's where he got kidnapped.
Right. Well, he wasn't kidnapped.
Well, he was taken as a hostage.
Well, so the ship sunk.
Yes.
And he drowned and ended up being washed ashore. Where he revived and then was taken prisoner.
Yes.
So that's his whole Paul on the road to Damascus moment, right?
Yes.
He had this deep religious, spiritual moment of conversion where their whole religion is based on drowning and then coming back to life as a man of severe faith. And that's exactly what happened to him.
And he hasn't cut his hair since.
Yeah. Yep. Hence why his hair is probably always damp. Damp hair.
Yeah. Well, it's got to be really straw-like with all the seawater.
Scraggly.
He drinks the frickin' seawater, which isn't good for him, but...
Hey, whatever. He's still alive. I mean, the man drowned and came back to life. I'm sure he's fine drinking some fucking seawater.
Right.
So, it ain't bothering him. But, so he is hardcore religious.
Yes.
Like, to the point where he wants to drown everybody he comes in contact with.
Yes. Because he wants them to feel what he felt.
Yeah, if he weren't a religious man, I might think he was a fucking sadist.
Right, yeah.
Because he just wants to fucking drown everybody.
Yeah.
They say about, an arsonist. They just want to see the whole world burn. Well, this guy just wants to see the whole world drown.
Well, he brings them back. And he is yet to have someone die on and stay
so
dead.
far.
And stay dead.
So far.
Yeah.
You know, but that I guess that means that he is the true conduit then, right? So if we're looking at, if we're looking at people who can really interface with the powers of the gods, Melisandre seems to have some sort of ability to do it.
Yep.
Jon, then the Stark kids do through their ability to warg.
Yep.
Daenerys obviously bonding with her dragons.
Yep.
And her dragon dream. It would seem that he is kind of like the conduit of the drowned god.
Yes.
Like the one, right? So like he's like the real deal guy.
Yeah. Because he even says, even the one that was crowned for being the best whatever in their religion had at least one person die on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pats himself on the back a lot.
Yeah.
But then he also talks shit about himself a lot in this chapter too.
Yeah, it's always like, it's like the person who's like bragging about how humble they are.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so humble, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Insert huge thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It can get tiresome, people who brag about how humble they are. I've met people who brag about how humble they are.
Oh, yes, I have too. But I was going to say, speaking from a personal experience, I'm not the humble brag type, I don't think. So
right.
I wouldn't know, but the people that I know that humble brag, there's a reason there's distance involved.
Right, yeah.
So.
All right, yeah. So, I mean, this whole chapter really is kind of like it, right? Because we already know we already know Balon, we already know Euron is.
Yep.
We already know Victarion, of course, has control of because we learned that long time
and we
ago,
know
and
Asha expects to have.
Of course, Asha's coming back to claim the throne.
Yes.
Like, it's her throne.
Yeah, because she wasn't going to give to Theon either.
Right, Slay Queen. She got to come to it.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
And don't work out too well for her. But yeah, so yeah, like we already know all that news.
Yes.
The only really important part of the whole chapter is learning a little bit about the Ironborn religion. Yeah. Which is interesting. I can't wait till we start touching on to things that I really like. For instance, a little Lovecraft. There's definitely a tie-in, obviously, with the whole resurrection, rebirth,
and the baptisms. Because Aeron likes to make a point of the people that are more, I say inland, even though it's not really land.
More affluent.
Yeah.
The more affluent.
The people that like live in the castles.
The 1%ers.
They don't actually drown their men. They have a bowl and they dip their head in it, or they
like we do to a baby.
When we're baptizing them.
Like when you christen a baby. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which is what some of them say. I was drowned as a child. No, on my name day, and he's like, "Oh no, you weren't. Come here, let me fucking really drown you, bitch." Yeah. And again, like he meets like 5 people. He just fucking wants to drown every single one of them. Like the guy's bonkers. I think he's lost his mind.
Quite possibly.
Seems like too much salt water to the brain.
Well, dehydration.
And not just that, but I'm like, how long was he oxygen deprived when he drowned?
We don't know.
I mean, could have been a long time.
It very well could have been. But he seems to have most of his...
He does. Yeah. That's, as far as we can tell.
Right. Well, Patchface was seriously...
Patchface was sent back by the gods.
Yes.
Like, Patchface is bonkers.
Yeah.
Like, I think Patchface, like, Aaron Damphair talks about, like, the halls of the drowned god,
and the
watery halls.
And stuff.
Like, I think that fucking Patchface was, like, fucking...
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I think he went all the way to, like,
and
Cthulhu City.
Dragonstone?
Yes. I think he went all the way to Cthulhu City and then came back. Like, all the way to the watery halls and then back. And saw some shit that we scraped his fucking...
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, oxygen deprivation will do that.
But yeah, that's not going to make you a prophet.
No.
And Patchface is almost never wrong.
Right.
That's the scary part. He seems completely bonkers. He's always right. We'll see more about Patch. Yeah. So Aeron of the Damphair, he's crazy, but he's kind of like the religious leader of the entire set of all the Ironborn.
Yes. So he's like the Ironborn.
Well, we don't have the Great Sparrow yet. We don't have the High
Sparrow
yet. We still have the High Septa. But yes. And I can't figure out if it's because he's the most devout, if it's just because he decided he was, or if maybe because he's the king's brother.
Mix of all three?
Probably a mix of all three, I would say. Plus, he seems like
being
the
most king's brother
inspiring.
Definitely helped.
Like, I mean, like, he inspires boys who are 13 years old to like
Die.
go and drown themselves.
Yeah. Or have help be drowned.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, he's obviously a man who is followed.
Yeah.
So, he
He
got
must
the
have some-
gift of gab.
Yes, absolutely.
Apparently. Which is, I mean...
That's a big thing for, like...
I mean,
all the
it's
religions,
incredibly important. Like, to be a lead... You know, you don't even have to really be a good leader if you can inspire people to come with you.
Like our friend who just moved up to Albany.
Oh.
The what? We used to bowl with her.
Yeah.
And she does that for a living.
Well, yeah, she's a minister. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, you know...
Trying to...
Minister's not a name.
I know.
That's a profession.
No. I was blanking.
Okay, yes. Well, I mean, that's what he is. He's a minister.
Yeah.
I'd say he's more like a monk, probably. A little more hardcore
Yeah, very
than your
hardcore.
typical minister.
Doesn't sleep in castles, prefers to sleep on the cold beach.
Yeah. Now, one line about him caught my attention.
Which one? There.
So, so there's a line where it references very specifically his cold black...
I assumed it was because they were...
Okay.
Because he walks around.
Okay.
And it's mentioned through...
Okay. I only caught it once. It only caught my eye once.
It is mentioned.
Okay. Yeah. Because I'm like, their family black? I don't think so.
I think they're dirty.
Okay.
That or...
I mean, that's also entirely possible. The amount of time he spends in freezing-ass fucking water, and then he's still moving. I mean, maybe he's a white.
I doubt it.
I mean, you never know, Barrett Darian.
It's not a white.
Yeah, he is. He's a fire white.
Oh, yeah.
So we have the ice whites.
The fire whites. These water whites.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, is he like maybe like a fucking water white? Like, did he like legit fucking die? And he's like a water white.
It's very possible. We'll have to see.
Yeah, well, because I think of like cold hands.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
Yeah.
thinking meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I know their family's white, so like, I think of cold. So he's like cold feet.
I just thought it was dirty.
So like Aeron of the Damphair, cold
Yeah.
feet of the Iron Islands or whatever instead of cold
But
hands.
but here's the thing: George doesn't say dirty. His cold black feet.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and George as always, is extremely specific on the words he chooses.
Right.
So he doesn't call them dirty feet; he calls them black feet. So that's what leads me to wonder: is he like a cold hand?
He very well could be. I'll have to see.
Right. Like, that's an interesting theory that I might have to play around with and do some hunting down on, because I've never seen that discussed anywhere. And I kind of
Oh,
want
I
to
haven't either.
see if I can put together a little theory on Aeron of the Damphair being like an undead, cold hands type character.
Let me know how.
Yeah. Well, you'll see me pulling my hair out and
I
throwing
will.
shit around the office, and I'll have the old Charlie Day
Whiteboard, yeah.
whiteboard with the fucking pins and the string all over the place, trying to connect the dots.
Yep.
It'll be fantastic.
But that's my whiteboard I use for my Johnspiracy.
Yeah, well, you
Give
know.
it back.
Well, now we need a dampspiracy. A dampheresy. All right, so yeah, the big news to come out of this is Aeron of the Damphair does not believe that Asha could possibly be the queen of the Iron Islands because they will never accept a woman.
Right.
He also does not want Euron to be in charge.
No, because he is a brute.
He's psychotic. Like, he paints the deck of his ships red to hide the blood.
Right.
So, crazy man. However, Euron is the oldest surviving brother. So, therefore...
Not good.
Right. So, therefore, Victarion should... So, Victarion is... The next brother
Yes.
is the one who Aeron thinks should be in charge.
Yes.
However, when it comes down to if you follow the laws of succession of the Greenlanders, then it goes by eldest brother. So therefore, it couldn't be Victarion.
Right.
It would be Euron.
But we don't follow the rules of the...
And that's what he finally settles
Yeah.
upon, is that we don't follow the rules of the Maesters, despite how many times this Maester dickhead at that fucking castle kept telling him.
At the Good Brother Camp.
Yeah. So kept telling him that, we need to, oh, it's the oldest brother. The oldest brother.
Because Theon's no good and Asha's a girl.
Right. Theon's a bitch now. He's just a wolf, not a squid, not a kraken. So that's obviously pussy shit.
Yeah.
So he can't be. Asha literally weak pussy shit, according to Aeron of the Damphair.
Even though she's, like, the strongest...
Yeah, like, probably like the second most brutal person on the islands aside from Euron.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Aeron just doesn't think that she could possibly be the leader because
She's a girl.
she's a girl. She has a vagina and penis.
Yes.
And that, as we all know, is disqualifying.
Yep.
Which Liz Warren will. Asha 2020. So after attempting to drown himself again, and then sleeping on it for a night, he decides that there must be a Kingsmoot. So do you know what a Kingsmoot is?
Not a clue.
So Kingsmoot essentially is a gathering of all of the captains. Every captain who wants to can show up and they have a vote. There's on the Iron Islands, every captain is the king of his own ship.
Yes.
So on Old Wick, which is the island where Naga's bones are,
Naga is...
So supposedly Naga is the ancient sea dragon.
Okay.
And this is supposedly like the backbone with the ribs.
So it's a whale.
But I don't think it is. I think it's actually more likely that it is the framing of an old ancient weirwood ship.
I like that.
Yeah. Because it's white stone, right? So like it could either be petrified kraken bone or petrified weirwood.
Right.
Both of which would turn to stone over time. I think it's more likely that it's the hull of a ship, a weirwood ship. But,
that's interesting.
Yeah. But anyway, that's where they hold a Kingsmoot. So all the captains come, and any captain who wishes to have themselves be considered for king, doesn't matter if they're from the previous royal family or not, can put themselves up for election, essentially.
But they can't vote for...
No, they can.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, well, that's how it's decided, is the captains vote.
Right.
And the winner is the new Lord/King. So we're headed for a Kingsmoot, where at least I'm certain Aeron and Asha will put their names in contention.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And most likely a few other captains as well.
Well, yeah. Because it's not a Kingsmoot. There's only two in the bucket.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be any more than that.
Right.
I mean, there's only two that would really get consideration, right? I mean, because we don't really know too many other islands. So obviously it's going to come down to, Aeron and Asha. And we'll see who, yeah.
Right.
So once again, the insane people in the story seem to have a much more democratic way of solving their leadership problems than like the civilized realm.
Right.
Who do it by war and blood instead of by voting like the fucking Ironborn and the Night's Watch did.
Yeah.
Like, democracy exists, just, not for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of everything that happens, really.
Yeah, because the Good Brothers aren't really that important to the story.
Not right now, and I mean, we get a lot of details about the history of Balon. It's not really important. The important stuff is this is Aeron, this is Victarion, this is Asha.
Yeah.
This is
and
this is who they are and how they act. And the really important part is we're setting ourselves up to have a Kingsmoot.
Yeah.
To determine who's going to be in charge of the Iron Islanders.
And I'm surprised that Aeron and Asha are going to be okay with this.
Well, so in times of old, that's how it was decided.
Right, but like they're setting up their camps or whatever on their specific island of the Kingsmoot.
Never underestimate the power of entrenched religion to drive the masses. Like, I mean, that's literally its purpose.
Is to drive the masses?
Yeah, it's to keep control of the people.
Okay.
And if everybody is calling for a Kingsmoot except for Asha and Aeron, well, they're kind of fucked and they kind of have to show up or else the Kingsmoot's going to pick somebody else.
Right, yeah.
And then they're going to end up with 3 kings just on the Iron Islands having to fight each other.
And no.
And probably 4 because Victarion would certainly jump in and Victarion has control of the fleet.
Yes, he does.
So, yeah.
That's a good point.
Yep. So we'll see how it plays out. Should be interesting. Did you catch what the next chapter is? The Captain of the Guard.
Oh, yeah, that's in Dorne.
Yes, Ario Hota. We're going to Dorne to visit Prince Bashir.
Yep.
From Star Trek. Yes, he was on the TV show.
Yes, I know.
Prince Doran was played by the person who played Dr. Bashir in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Prince Bashir.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. We do need a title for this chapter.
Thoughts on Maester?
Well, what were your thoughts? What do you think? What do you got for me? You got nothing?
I had nothing. Me and religion.
Okay. Well, I had one that I know you'll like, and it'll probably cause you to sing a song. Can you guess? Really?
Why don't you tell me?
Under the Sea.
Under the sea.
See, exactly.
Yes, do it.
Under the Sea.
Downward, it's gonna take it.
All right. So here we are. We got Under the Sea. We're coming back on Tuesday with the captain of the guard.
Yep.
Ario Hota down in Dorne. We're finally getting into Dorne. I love Dorne. Not the TV show Dorne, but the book Dorne. Book Dorne is so good. TV show Dorne sucks.
Haven't gotten into book Dorne much.
No, you haven't. But we've got some interesting Dorne stuff that is happening in the pre-released Winds of Winter chapters.
Oh, do we now?
Oh, yeah. Interesting stuff. Plus, you're going to get into Quentin Martell later on and his tragic ending for Prince Bashir's sons.
Is that the one that fell in love with Marcella? Or was that Tris?
So, you'll see and you'll find out.
Okay.
He is sent on a mission of grave importance to his father, supposedly.
Okay.
It doesn't go well for him.
Okay.
Let's just say he gets toasty.
Dragon tails on that.
So, yeah. So, I can't wait to get into Dorne, start getting into the Dorne storyline. I like the Dorne storyline.
All right.
And the books, it's good. And yes, it is few and far between chapters, but it's good stuff when you get to it. Let's see. Let's thank all the listeners.
Yes, thank you guys.
Let's see. Please head on over to the YouTube channel and give us a subscribe on YouTube. Videos are being posted for all the episodes, including the back episodes. I'm starting to go through. We have a new video up every day.
Do you now?
Yeah, so far.
All right.
Including the new episodes, when they're released on audio, they're also released on YouTube that same day.
Rock on.
And then the other days of the week, I'm releasing old chapters that never got turned into videos. So we're going to have everything. So we got new videos going up every day over at YouTube. So head over to the YouTube channel. Give it a like and a subscribe. We super would appreciate that. Just, to kind of help out the channel. It'd be great. Stay tuned on there for more fancy stuff. Septa playing the Game of Thrones Telltale game. That could be interesting. Seeing the horrible choices that she's going to make and how horribly she's going to fuck up her character.
Absolutely.
It's going to be fantastic.
I'm going to do it on purpose.
Hopefully more theory videos coming.
Yep.
Like possibly Aeron of the Damphair of the Cold Feet.
Yeah. Yeah. Cold black feet.
Yep. So let's see. Other than that, if you can support the show, do it on Patreon. Patreon.com/Ironwood. We appreciate all of our patrons. They get the episodes early for the most part.
For
the most part. Unless Septa does not record early.
I'm working on it, guys.
And let's see. So we super appreciate that. All costs $1 a month.
Yeah.
We just picked up a new patron. So we're very excited about that. To welcome them.
Oh, we did?
Yes, indeed. We just picked up a new patron the other day. So very exciting. I love when we get new patrons.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. Let's start shouting out our patrons at the end. Just give them shout outs.
Like we used to?
Yeah. Maybe we'll do that next episode. We'll give a shout out to the patrons.
All right.
Our actual patrons. Let's see. If you can't support the show financially, leave us a 5-star rating and review wherever you subscribe to the show. So iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, doesn't matter, Overcast, wherever you get the show. Leave us a rating and review. That really helps new people find us, which we appreciate.
Yep.
We love getting listeners. We got word this week that the new TV show will be coming in 2022.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. If it's anything like Season 8, though, I don't want nothing to do with it.
Completely different team.
Oh, good.
Nothing to do with Dumb and Dumber.
Good.
And it's based on Fire and Blood, the Targaryens.
Oh, okay. I'm good with that.
Yeah, so it should be interesting. We also got word in an interview from George that we have no idea how the story is going to end, according to the TV.
Well, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me too.
Because the TV show, I didn't
was
like
fucking
the ending.
stupid.
Yes.
So, yeah. So I think now he's got enough distance between him and Dumb and Dumber, and they've kind of shown how Dumb and Dumber they are. The HBO is kind of like giving George some latitude to say what he really thinks about what they did to the show.
Right.
So he's now able a little freer to say, look, I know I kind of had to say that they followed the guide of the show, and that's my vision, but it's not. You guys have no idea what's coming. That is basically what he said.
And I'm perfectly okay with that.
In a recent interview, exactly. Because as you know, we believe many a thing that the TV show just ruined and flew right by. So, So we'll see how that works out. Like, I think it's entirely possible that Jon Snow might not even be dead. I do not completely subscribe to that. I'm like 10% convinced that it wasn't him, but I think it plays more into the Jon Snow Night's Watch zombie thing, and that he probably is actually dead.
Right.
Let's see. Everything else, you can go to our website, IceAndFirePod.com. Going to be updated soon. We'll have the videos on the pages as well, not just the audio and the text. We'll have the videos there if you want to watch them there on the website instead of on YouTube itself. So that's cool. If you need to get in contact with us, questions, complaints, concerns, anything like that. Complaints mostly. Usually that's what we get, complaints. Yeah. Complaint department, the Department of Complaint Department.
Yep.
You can fire those on over to our email address,
Yes.
ironwoodnetwork@gmail.com, or you can head on over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/the Ironwood Network, and you can send it to us there through the messenger.
Yep.
Or you can Twitter us.
Tweet at us. Yep.
You can tweet at us. The show is at IceAndFirePod. I am at Maester Ironwood.
And I am at Septa Ironwood.
So until we catch you guys again next time on Tuesday in The Captain of the Guard, goodbye.
Bye.